Oh, hey, everybody. Good to see ya. I was just doing a little bit of fishing, hoping to catch something. I got a nice big reel here. It's kind of funny. I like to fish for trout a lot of the times, and when I'm fishing for trout, I use a much smaller reel, much smaller line. And I use a different bait too. When I'm fishing for catfish, I use big chunks of meat and a much heavier pole and a heavier line because you have to reel them in. They're a lot bigger fish. Depending on what kind of fish you're going to catch, determines how big of a reel you're going to have, how heavy the line is going to be, and what kind of bait you're going to use. Because sometimes different fish are caught with different things. Some are used, actually you don't even use bait, you use a lure, maybe a fly fishing, something like that. Different things. It's interesting because, the Bible compares for the disciples. When Jesus calls his disciples, he tells them this. He called his first disciples. This is out of Matthew chapter 4. Listen to this. As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake. Now, most people up here in Idaho, we've never fished with a net, at least not very often. But down in Florida, we used to fish with nets. You would cast them out and throw them over top of the fish. Or you could run the nets out into a circle and you would catch the fish that way. You pull the big nets loads of fish up onto the boat. But they were casting a net, it says. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. Come follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. At once they left their nets and followed him. And that's interesting because those nets are pretty expensive. And that's how they had been fishing. And Jesus says, if you will follow me, I will make you fishers of men. And so he wants us to follow him. And I mean, following him means a lot. Because it means that we have to leave some of the stuff that we were doing behind us, some of the stuff we were doing before. He doesn't want us to do those things anymore. Now he wants us to do things his way, the way that pleases him and honors our God. And the funny thing of it is, when we do those things the way that God tells us, it's kind of like your mom and your dad. Your mom and your dad, they might tell you to, clean your room. And you don't want to clean your room. But you do it because it honors them. And then you find out something. You find out that when you clean your room is more pleasant for you too. You like it better. Now, at first you might not. You might say, man, I don't like doing it because it's the way my mom wants to do it, the way my dad wants to do it. But then once you go along with it, you find out that mom and dad really did have some good ideas. And the way that they were telling you to do things, it actually benefited you too. But that's how it is when we follow Jesus. Jesus says, follow me, do things the way that I'm asking you to. In the end, it's going to make you happier too. But he says this, follow me, when he calls his disciples, and I will make you fishers of men. And sometimes we're going to show the love of Jesus Christ to people in one way and sometimes in another. But our goal is to show others who Jesus is through our actions and through our attitudes. And different people show it differently. Miss Nancy, she shows the love of Jesus in one way. My daughter Brianna might be another way, and I might be another way still yet. And some people, they need each demonstration of God's love and maybe an explanation sometimes of who he is from different sources and from different points of view. And so God calls each one of us to show the love of Jesus Christ to the world around us in a way that they understand. Oops, hang on, I think I got a little bit of a nibble. Hey, I will see you guys later. Thanks for joining me.